Now then, you beautiful people, thank you for joining us again on the channel. It is much appreciated. We're back at this bathroom, which come to last week in last week's video, so if you haven't checked it out, check it out. We took out the basin, the towel rad and the toilet, left the bath in place, that's staying as it is for now. But at the moment, we've just got to put the toilet back in, towel rad and basin. Said it was a straight swap for the basin, however, it's changed a little bit. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's get into it. So I ripped the basin out last week. In fact, the basin is out here still. That's the old standard style basin vanity unit. So it's nice straight swap. Everything's hidden away at the back. However, the new basin is very, very different. I'll show you how. So we've got a bowl top sink going on top of this unit. You can see all the way through it. And ideally, I think the sink wants to go in the centre, but we've got this here, and obviously with the trap and everything, that really can't go. So, I don't know what we're going to do, because when it's plastered, it's not plastered the back of it in. So, that could be a problem, because you can see that through the back of the unit. So I need to speak to the customer. Customer's not in at the moment, and see what he wants to do. In my opinion, you probably want to tile it first, and then we're going to put the unit in and make it fit. And I don't know what it's gonna look like inside there, unless he's gonna put a false back in the little shelves. I don't know. So I just need to give him a call, see what he wants to do, and then we can crack on. First of all, we'll start on the toilet. Should be straightforward. Bent pan connector. Should cut the soil pipe back a little bit. That can then go into there. We'll had that pan connector in my van for months and months and months. I'm quite glad to get rid of it. Solid floor. Fix it down to the floor. Fix it back to the wall. We've got our cold feed coming in at the left hand side. We'll probably take it off and put a isolation flexi on it and just isolate it in here somewhere. We might put an isolation there, I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, stick with us. Could be a long day, could be a quick day. Who knows? Depends what we have to do with this basin. Right, so starting out with the toilet all made up. Comes with this Chinese manufactured bog standard fill valve and siphon or flush button or whatever you want to call it, and these fixings, which I'm not a lover of. They do the job, but as always I prefer to use a bit of silicone on the fixings. On the fill valve and siphon you don't need silicone. The washers on there are still good, even though they are a Chinese manufactured brand. However, with these sort of fixings, I've had it in the past where they leak still. So we will just put a bit of silicone on them, which it is what it is. I could swap them out for another set of the metal ones, but I don't have any on me, so we're just gonna grin and bear it and get on with these, because you know, it is what it is. We'll start with the fill valve. Let me prop you up somewhere. Where are we gonna put you? There we go, there we go, there we go, Chava. Alright, so the fill valve, get this all made up. That's all made up in there. No need for silicone. Some people do use silicone. It's belts and braces, I suppose, but it is what it is. It's each their own. I don't feel like I need it, but we'll see. We'll test it out. If it leaks, we'll have to take it all apart again. I've learned from my lesson I should use silicone more often. Used to use it, but then I learned that you don't need to. Every day's a school day, and yeah, I'm just talking shit now, aren't I, really? Let's crack on. So what I'm going to do is get these made up with just a little bit of clear silicone. But the tip here, just take the siphon out. You've got a lot more access in there now. You can feed your bolts in nice and easily, instead of squishing your hand in, trying to force your hand into places it's not meant to go. So get these fit, get the toilet made up, and then before we put the cistern onto the pan, what we're going to do is put our flexi on. So we've got our little mini flexi from Viva here. A long one would be too much to go onto our pipe going horizontally here, so I'm hoping that by the time we've got that on there, we can just cut this pipe down and just put it onto that, and we can still get to the isolation valve, because I imagine this will be getting boxed in again. Right, toilet in position now, not fixed down, not connected the flexi up yet. So what I'm gonna do is mark that up. I should be able to get the flexi on there. Like so. So we'll just cut the pipe, give it a clean down with our pipe cleaner. And then also need to mark up where our brackets are going. So we'll just mark out either side, line across, and then the centre of our hole. Either side. And then also the back of there, make some marks. So pull this out, we'll get our L brackets in the floor, some plugs in the wall, get our pipe cut and cleaned, and I think we're probably best. Yeah, we're not gonna, we could. It's a plastic thread though. I might try get the compression fitting onto the pipe before we push it back fully. That way it just makes life a little bit easier. We could take it off the fill valve, but it's a plastic thread one, so getting it back on blindly, you've got chances there. You may cross thread it, that's the last thing you want to do. Because on a plastic thread, it's knackered. It's not too bad on a brass one, you can make it work, make it slot on, but with a plastic one, it's game over, changing the fill valve. If I had a full set in the van of a fill valve and a push button one, I'd change it, but we're on a budget on this job and we're just fitting what we've got. So just realised I've done something that I always say not to do, which could come back to bite me, especially after talking about not silicone in the siphon and the flush valve. I've just put the fixings in at the bottom. Usually what I do is fill up the system, flush it all out, test it all out before putting the fixings in. That way, if there is a problem, you don't have to mess about taking the fixings back out. So before I put them ones in at the top and do this any further, let's get the water back on, get it tested out. Just double check. Not kinked that flexi, which I haven't. And then in here, turn them taps off first. Turn them off. Got to turn the water back on, which is in here. Luckily, that's going far to run to check it out. That's filling up now. Seem okay there. Just double check. So it seems okay, initial thoughts. So let that fill up, we'll get it tested out and then get our fixings in and get the toilet seat on. Right, toilet all in and tested, all done, connected up, filled up, flushing away, not leaking. So move over to the towel rail now. We're just making it up, and I'm making it up with liquid PTFE, that Rapid Blue stuff. I use a couple of different brands. There's Loctite, Today's Tools Rapid Blue, there's Hinton's Liquid PTFE, thread sealant, or whatever you want to call it. I use whatever I've got at the time. They all do the same job. They all have disadvantages and advantages, but as long as it doesn't leak, I don't mind. Just put that one in there now. Just give it a little tighten up with Uno Spano. Some you don't have to tighten up, depends how tight the thread is really, but we'll just give that a little nip up just for the sake of it. And we'll get the other side done. So thread, all you have to do with liquid PTFE is you just need to put one little bead between the first and third thread, so your second thread. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Some people smooth it in, I don't feel it needs to. So There we go, that's as much as you need. This Rapid Blue stuff is quite runny compared to some other brands, but as long as you don't spill it on a cream carpet, you should be alright. It just screws in like so. That's it, done. Easy as that. So it just takes about 5 minutes or so to set. Each manufacturer's is different, so read the instructions on the back. That Rapid Blue is 5 minutes, some are instantly, some are 20 minutes, some are an hour. So just double check before you use it, because if you're just like myself, where I'm going to connect it up and filter it up, I need one that's going to set quickly, not one that's going to take 20 minutes, half an hour to set. So that Rapid Blue is 5 minutes, Hinton's is instantly. So yeah, check them out. If you've not, it's definitely the way forward, I think. I think PTFE is a thing of the past and will die a death eventually. Probably just for DIYers these days. Right, so hanging the towel rail, how I do it, how I've always done it, and I personally think, as a personal preference, it's the easiest way to hang a towel rail and to get it right 100% of the time. So how I do it is, I lay it on the floor, get my brackets on position. You don't have to be exactly where you want them, but at least on the right rail. Get your valve on the bottom. Then you need to work out exactly how far you want your valve up. Luckily we're here, my pipework isn't fixed. There's plenty of movement up and down, left to right, so it's not too bad, this one. But what I've done to make life easier to explain to you, this mark here is my bottom of my valve. So all I need to do then, get tape measure from the bottom of this valve to the centre of my first bracket, which takes me from here to here. And then I've measured from my centre of my valve inwards, and I've got 14 inches apart, and that's where my brackets are going to go, which had these marks. Well, this mark and this mark, and then I've levelled up there, so I've got my bottom brackets done. And then to my top brackets, all I do then, simple, measure from the centre of your bottom bracket, centre of your top bracket, from A to B, and you've got your mark there. And all you've got to do is level line straight up, hole there, hole there, hole there, hole there, 4 fixings. Easy as that, and you're going to get it right every single time. It's very simple. I see people putting the valves on, getting the radiator on place, connecting the valves up and holding it in place and try to draw around the brackets while holding a level. We're not octopuses, we can't do that. It just, you're making it harder for yourself, in my opinion. This way is a lot easier, and touch wood, I've never had no problems with it. It's worked every single time. We've got a stud wall here. I've just poked my little poker through every hole just to make sure we're not hitting no joists. So what we're going to do is use the Bullfix fixings. They are my go-to fixings. Didn't have any last time I fit the radiator. I used the Fisher ones, but stocked up, restocked up. Got some new ones. So I'll show you exactly how we fit them. So all you need is a 20mm drill bit. Drill your holes. Make sure there's nothing in there. Not in there blocking it. Bonus. Get your cover plates, or back plates if you want to call them whatever you want. They just push in, and you need to tap it in with a hammer. Get it nice and flush. Same with this side. And then you've got your actual fixing itself. We call them fishes. Look a bit like a fish. And what you do is you push them in, and they open up like so, and then you screw your screw into the screw hole, which is provided with the fixings, and that holds it tight to the plaster boards. And with these big ones you can hold a lot of weight. One of these designer radiators, you can hold off this, you can swing off it, it still won't fall off the wall. So yeah, these are highly recommended. Can sometimes be a bit tight to get in and open up, but if they are, just line, and then just give it a little tap of a hammer, and same with this one. like so. The screw that's provided with it, just use a washer so it doesn't pull through the back of the fixing. And then all you do is screw into your screw hole. Like so. Nice and tight. And there you go, 2 solid fixings, bottom fixings done as well, all done and dusted. So what we'll do, get the radiator lifted on the wall and then we can get it piped up. However, things have changed. We're not actually filling the radiator up today now. We're just going to get it all marked up, get the new valves on in place and pressurised back up. But we're going to take it back off so that the homeowner can paint the back of it. They didn't get around to painting the back of the this back wall for some reason over the weekend, so just pop back next week just to pop it on and just to fill it up, which is, it's not a drama, it is what it is at the end of the day. Right, so I'm moving over to the valves, getting the valves swapped over. Using the same bit of pipe work, we're not disturbing any of this. Some people would, but no need to, it's fine. So what we're going to do is just drop the pressure into this folding bucket. Yes, I'm using a Plum Pals folding bucket. It's called Phil. I'm not endorsed by these because I think the shit, to be fair. To be honest. As people know, I do use a double out. However, I got given this from a friend of mine and it was just in the back of the van. It was the first one I picked up. So anyone asking where is the double out, it is in the van. It's just under a load of rubbish and I need to tidy the back of the van, to be honest. So just grab this quickly in and it does the job. The other thing with them, they do pinhole eventually. The bottoms of it are the strongest material in the world and they do, as they're getting thrown around the van and dropping stuff and throwing this bucket about, they do split. I've gone through 4 or 5 of these. Yeah. Use the double so much better. I've had that for nearly 5 years now and it's still not leaked once. Not pinholed once. Where these, it won't even last 6 months. So, right, anyhow, enough of me slagging companies off. Let's have a look. We'll pull this into here. Let's take the cap off. Just drop pressure into there. We need an olive cutter and a spanner, wherever my spanner's gone, it's there. These olive cutters from Ox are great. I do need a new pair. I think they're all Offenberger Monument, they're all from the same place, they all do the exact same thing. But I prefer these over olive pullers. Just split the olive, close over, give it a nice grip, and it's done. It's done, off. You're not damaging the pipe like some do. But yeah, you can get these for about 15 quid. So yeah, easy as that. That goes on there. It's a bi-directional valve, I believe. There's no point of direction. No, so drop that on, drop that onto there. Let's take that off. Paste her up. Right, so that on now, I'm not going to bother putting my little fixing in the back, so obviously I've got to take it off. I'll get the get it pressurised up, turn the valves off already so the towel rail don't fill up, and then we can take that off and we can paint it, and then we can move over to the basin. Have fun trying to work out exactly what we're going to do with that. Moving over to the basin now, it's basically an IKEA unit that we're converting into a vanity unit, which it'll look smart once it's done. It'll look good, but just getting it in and making it practical. So there's no really way of fixing it back to the wall for a start, because if anyone knows these, they're like egg boxes inside. I'll show you. So it's a bit of, really small bit of ply. I don't think there'll be much to screw into. Yeah, I've not got much faith in being able to screw into anything on the wall. I might give it a try, see if we've got some small screws, because it just is a little bit of, is it ply or is it MDF? It's MDF. Yeah, MDF. So yeah, I'll get an L bracket up here and an L bracket up there, fix them into the wall, see how we get on with that. That hopefully should just hold it in place for what we need. We've cut already the back of the unit here to get the waste pipe into place. However, we are going to change this bit of push fit here. Why they would use black solvent there but then convert to push fit, I don't know. So we're going to take that out and just have black solvent all the way up and coming up to our trap, which, because the basin is going to sit in the middle, is going to land directly in this centerpiece here. So what we're going to do, get the basin made up, we're going to drill underneath and then just cut out our P-trap, and then it's just as far as we can go, and then bend it round into there. That's all we can do. It's not going to look pretty, but little did I know, the customer has got some doors for the front of this, so all that is going to be hidden away in the back. It's not going to be Instagram worthy inside there, but it's practical, it's going to work, it's not going to leak, and yeah, someone's going to moan. I don't give two flying fucks. So we'll get that centre marked up, drill through there, tap is going in that position there. I think centre of that duct tape should look smart enough. I think it's got a nice little mirror to finish it off up there. I think once it's all on, will look smart. So first of all, tape measure, get this marked up, we'll get it drilled, get our trap here measured up in place and cut out what we need. I've gone for a P-trap. I usually use bottle traps, but I've gone for a P-trap because I don't think I'm going to have to cut out as much with us be able to pull it to one side and then into there. So we'll get that cut, get tap fixed, get this fixed, and we should be somewhere near. Not going back now. So we'll get multi-tool and measure as far down as we need for the trap, and then we can get the waste made up into the sink and get it stuck down and go from there. Right, so we're making up the basin now. You've seen me before, fit a basin waste, and I've tended to have used silicone in the past, but I've recently, over the last year or so, started using these called basin mates. It basically is a massive rubber washer, which is coned, which fills the gap and stops any leaks. It's also threaded inside to stop. So when it squishes together, it fills them threads as well to stop any water running down the threads and leaking out. These washers are useless. If you've ever tried putting a basin waste in with them washers, you will know they leak. So throw them away. So what I do, the Thomas Dudley basin mate does come with a foam washer, which is meant to go at the top, but I don't like the foam washer because it's always bigger, sits proud, and I don't think it finishes right and don't look right. So what I do is I still silicone around the top of the waste. We'll slot that in so we get a nice seal at the top, and then we just pop that underneath and tighten it up with the nut supplied. Right, so before we do anything else with the waste, what we're going to do now is get the tap on, let the silicone go off a little bit, let it stick down. So we'll get our hole saw. That's too big. Where's our one that we need? I think it might be already in here. I don't know. We'll find it. Hole saw into here, tap in position, and then we can get our tap made up and in place. Great. Just realised that last little clip was all in a time lapse, so probably didn't hear anything I said. So, got the tap in place now, and because of the type of connection it is underneath this big barrel, with and with these being so thin, only being like 5mm MDF, when I'm tightening that up, it's not actually tightening anything, it's just pulling it all together, and it's just squishing it into the wood, into the unit, and it's still loose. I need to think about this one and work out exactly what we're going to do, because at the moment that tap isn't working. Right, so I think I've come up with a solution. Because obviously it's an egg box and it's hollow inside, it's got nothing to compress again, so it's just pulling it in and squishing it basically. So I'm thinking, if I can make this hole bigger down underneath with a bigger hole saw, I can then just sandwich it in between the top bit of ply. In theory, it's going to work, but we'll see. I have a tip for you: to make a smaller hole bigger on the hole saw, get the right size one inside the bigger one. Hopefully it should work. Let's find out. Right, so with that out now, drop this in, and we get our washer and nut, wherever my bloody nut's gone. There it is. So now we can actually use the the rubber washer as well. Onto there, onto there. What a nightmare these to get on. They're so fiddly. And they never make them big enough to get through, you end up having to kink the hose to get it pulled out a little bit. There we go. Right, push that down. Let's give it another try now. See if this works. Better. There we go, solid now. It's a bit wibbly wobbly, I mean, as in because it's so flexible, but there's not what I can do with that. Unless I try to get a plate from the underside of it. I'll speak to a customer, see what he says. But there's not what else I can do with that, unfortunately. It's the unit he's gone for. Right. So flexes, I don't think are going to be long enough. I don't know, I might get that through there. We'll get the hot onto that one, through a hole. Cold on the other hand. I don't think we'll get on. Maybe. Well, it might just go. If I drill an hole in there, I might be able to get that through straight onto there without having to adjust the pipe work. So, leave it with me. I'll speak to the customer, see what we're doing with this, get this piped up, and then we can get it tested out. Right, it's got water back on now, all piped up, tested. I've put a little bit of a washer under there, the bit, well, not I say it's a washer, the bit that I cut out from that side, put in, just try to spread the weight a little bit. It's worked a little, it's not as bad as it was, but still not ideal. You'll leave it with the customer, and we'll see what we can do about it. If it's a problem, then we'll have to come back and think of something else, but for now, we'll just leave it as it is. Yeah, I've got water back on, nice pressure, tested everything out, nothing's leaking. Just a gooder. So we've got to come back, in a couple of days to put the radiator back on. It's all piped up, filled up, so it's literally just slot it on, fix it to the brackets, connect up, fill up, and done. And obviously, toilet's all done and dusted. So yeah, job's a good one. I've a straightforward job, to be fair. Well, not too much problems except for obviously the basing, but we got over it at the end of the day. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, make sure you have subscribed, and if you've got any comments, let us know in the comments below. I'll get back to everybody, and I'll see you guys next week.